It's kind of like, you know what they say about when you're lying, you have to remember what you say. Like, I don't feel like I have to remember what to say and to keep a story straight.
Hi, friends. My name is Aariaa. Welcome back to TLC Next Reveal. The first part of the Sister Wives Tell-All aired last night, and just when I thought I couldn't be more annoyed with Kody and Robyn, surprise, I'm even more frustrated. And here's something you might not know. Both Kody and Robyn actually clashed with production over participating in this tell-all. Kody came in combative, argumentative, and loud, even over basic questions. He demanded the other wives take accountability, twisted the narrative, and flat out admitted that he often says 5 different things and just picks one to call the truth. That's not self-awareness, that's rewriting history on the fly. Meanwhile, Meri had a powerful moment. She admitted that, for the first time, she was going to a tell-all without lying. She said, "If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything." That was huge. It really makes you wonder how many times all of them have come to these interviews with rehearsed, polished lies. And when lies have been repeated for years, how can we even know who's telling the truth now? As for Robyn, she flat out refused to watch any clips. She wouldn't watch Kody's conversations with the other wives, or even clips of herself. So instead of responding to actual events from the season, she just gave vague commentary on Kody's feelings about the splits, which was odd, to say the least. Suki even asked every cast member to choose a movie title that described their season, and while everyone else answered, Robyn said, nothing. Once again, Robyn puts in half the work, and Kody's all about protecting her, whatever that means in his mind. And speaking of Robyn's bubble, I honestly wonder if she even watches the show anymore. Does she just ignore what's said so she doesn't have to deal with accountability? The whole thing was uncomfortable to watch, especially because they didn't acknowledge Garrison at all. They've chosen not to address his passing in the tell-all, and while that's their choice, it adds to the sense that they're avoiding deeper truths. Kody, as usual, is rewriting the story of his breakup with Janelle. Now he claims he was done with her, but that's just not what we saw. If you translate his vague ramblings, what he's really saying is this: Robyn figured out early that the way to get what she wanted from Kody was to stroke his ego, worship him, tell him how great and godly he is, and just keep feeding that narcissistic supply. In return, he gave her everything. She enabled all of his worst traits, his jealousy, his anger, his defensiveness, and in return, she got what she wanted. Janelle even hinted that Kody wasn't smart enough to scheme like this on his own. The implication? Robyn was the mastermind behind the manipulation. What frustrates me most is that instead of acknowledging how dysfunctional this all is, Kody tries to wrap it in the language of polygamy. But let's be honest, this isn't about faith or family. It's about control. Kody has openly admitted he loved being the center of attention, being worshipped. And in their culture, he didn't have to do the work of being a real partner. Kody's role in the family was never about being a partner. It was about being the priesthood authority. Everyone treated him like he was a prophet, the mouthpiece of God, the spiritual leader who didn't have to answer to anyone. And because of that, he felt like he was perfect. If one wife complained, he could just run off to Robyn's house, where he wouldn't be challenged. Let's just stop pretending this was about polygamy or equality. Kody left his family for Robyn. That's the truth. He was never practicing real polygamy after Robyn came into the picture. And instead of being honest, just saying, "Yes, I chose Robyn," he continues to gaslight everyone. He forces the other women to explain away his choices, cover up his lies, and endure emotional abuse. Why aren't we validating these women instead of trying to make Kody see where he's wrong? Because he never will. And Christine? He had 6 children with her. She raised his kids, cooked his meals, and yet he says he never respected her. According to Kody, She was good at making a meal, and that's it. So, you're telling us that you were physically involved with her, had a family with her, but didn't respect her as a person? That's not just disrespectful, it's dehumanizing. No wonder Christine left. No woman should settle for someone who views them with that little value. It's heartbreaking, honestly. How do you expect someone to have any self-worth when you emotionally beat them down for decades? And now, Kody and Robyn have entered this tell-all with a new lie, that their relationship is so divine and pure that all the other wives were supposed to aspire to be like Robyn. So what does that mean exactly? Apparently, being like Robyn means constantly praising Kody, never challenging him lying for him, enabling his narcissism, using sex and submission as negotiation, pretending he's the perfect man. Robyn supposedly communicates better. Translation: she manipulates him better. She figured out how to work Kody's ego, and that earned her favoritism. But polygamy was never supposed to be about individual romantic relationships. It was about the family unit. The ideal was Kody and all his wives together, not Kody with Robyn and everyone else as side characters. Now, Robyn acts like the others failed because they couldn't be like her, while completely ignoring the fact that she and Kody are actively scheming to reshape everything around them. It's a superiority complex, and it shows. I was even told by a source who attended Garrison's funeral that Kody and Robyn walked in like they were above everyone else, like they were the chosen ones. This tell-all just reinforces that. They genuinely believe they're more loved by God, more divine, more important than the rest of the family. But here's what's really wild. Kody's narrative that all the wives should elevate themselves to Robyn's level? Every single wife rejected that idea. They all denied he ever said it, or if he did, they said he never showed it in his actions. Meri straight up said, "It's not fair. I'm not Robyn. Why should I have to be?" Exactly. You're asking women you've been with for decades to suddenly erase the past and act like they're in the honeymoon phase. Be starry-eyed like Robyn, even though Robyn never had to live in poverty, deal with instability, or be ignored the way the others were. It's easy to look perfect when you've been shielded from all the struggle. Then the tell-all pivots back to the legal divorce between Kody and Meri. Yes, again. Christine speculated that Robyn planted the idea in Kody's head. Robyn, of course, denied it, despite us literally having footage of her pushing for adoption, saying things like, "Once the kids turn a certain age, they won't live with us unless they're adopted," and telling Kody, "We have to get married to adopt them." But no, Robyn insists she never pressured him, even though behind the scenes, we all know what was going on. The rumor was always that she told Kody, "You need to pick me over Meri." And honestly, I believe it. And now even Meri's starting to see it, that the divorce wasn't what it was made out to be. Because the second that legal divorce went through, Kody ran off. And what does he blame it on? The catfishing scandal. As if that is the reason the marriage ended. But the truth is, he had already abandoned her long before that ever happened. So, let's be real. The marriage was already over before the catfishing. But in classic Kody fashion, he takes no accountability. Now he's saying Meri's only questioning it all because of her friends, as if her friends are somehow warping her view. No, Kody. What's happening is that she's seeing the truth for the first time without you manipulating her. Christine thinks the family really fell apart around this time, and honestly, she's right. Janelle doesn't even think Kody could have come up with the divorce plan on his own. She believes someone was in his ear. And we know who that someone was, Robyn. She pushed this. She planted the seeds. And then they gaslit Meri into thinking the divorce was her idea. Now Kody's upset that Meri has friends. Why? Because he can't control her anymore. That tells me everything I need to know. This man controlled who his wives could even speak to. He didn't let them question Robyn. Men weren't allowed to talk to Robyn. The wives were isolated, even down to their own friendships. That's not love, that's control. Even though Robyn was clearly the mastermind behind the legal divorce, Kody tries to twist it and say Meri's gaslighting herself. No, what's happening is that her friends are helping her see the truth. And Kody hates that. And where are Robyn and Kody now? Silent. They're not saying the divorce was for adoption anymore. They just awkwardly avoid it. Makes you wonder, was there a bigger plan all along? And of course, Robyn is denying that Kody ever abandoned Meri. But rewind just a couple of seasons ago, and Robyn herself said she couldn't blame Meri if she left because Kody didn't want her. So, which is it? Because not coming to your wife's house, not talking to her, not considering yourself married to her, sounds like abandonment to me. Kody's excuse of the catfishing? It's just his scapegoat, his way to exit without taking responsibility for leaving Meri and running off with Robyn. These two could have so easily just told the truth. We fell in love. We left the family. Everyone else had to play pretend for years. But instead, 15 years later, they're still spinning in circles and lying about everything. That's what life with narcissists looks like. Robyn was embedded in that marriage for 15 years. She inserted herself as their mediator, said she could help, acted like she knew Kody better than anyone else. And now she's pretending she had nothing to do with the split. She says, that's between Kody and Meri, as if she wasn't involved from day one. And let's not forget, the only reason Meri got any sort of release from Kody was because she outed him, and now she and Kody disagree about what happened. But here's the reality. Once they divorced, Kody emotionally and physically checked out. He had already left. As for the catfish, Robyn was involved. She knew about the woman. She talked to her. That entire situation came from Robyn's own Facebook group, and now she wants to pretend she had no part in it? Please, Robyn says Meri wasn't abandoned. Try being married to someone who never visits, never talks to you, then says on TV, I don't consider myself married to her. That's abandonment, Robyn. You can try to spin it however you want, but the truth is, you and Kody were the architects of this whole mess. And I'll say it, if he treated them this way, he'll treat you that way too. You're not special, you're just next. Honestly, it's next-level delusion and manipulation. Kody and Robyn were caught in lie after lie, but no one at TLC holds them accountable. Meanwhile, the women who left are being dragged back in to relive their trauma, while their abusers sit there denying it ever happened. It's exhausting, it's wrong, and these women deserve better. They need to get off this show. So what are your thoughts? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.